Guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 5, Episode 9. Now, this is my thing with this show, because I was going to go and put up the green screen and all of that, but this is my silent protest, at least for this episode. I am tired of the fact that this show, which is better than some of the other shows on this network, is put out. It's on a Friday night at now 9 p.m. Originally, it came on Sunday. Then they quickly kind of did the Friday type of thing. And I get it. Some of their other shows wouldn't be able to perform at all if they were put in this time slot instead. And they need this to help with their ratings in that general time slot. But it's very unfair that a good show like this one is being beelined and put at this 9 on a Friday. Okay. And of course people are going to watch and support, but still, like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm sure some networking says they're probably like, look, this is probably the best shot that this show will have because all the other stuff that's on during the week and all that. And it's a good show. We want to make sure it's showcased at the right. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm not feeling it. Anyway. So the episode starts off where it left off, which was Mariah and Heavenly arguing. They were arguing because Heavenly felt a certain way about, so you weren't talking about me when you were saying, you know, you appreciate the fact that Toya has never said anything about her mom. So then Mariah and Heavenly, they get split up. And now it's Mariah talking to Dr. Simone about, like, wait a minute, because Dr. Simone felt like, wait a minute, Mariah, now you knew what you were doing was shady. Stop acting like you didn't know what was going on with shady. And Mariah was saying that it wasn't about Heavenly. Now, someone left a comment in my last week video and did mention that Mariah wasn't talking about Heavenly because she really was saying that regardless of all things that her and Toya have gone through, especially with Toya, with her mom hitting Toya, that it was just interesting that Toya never said anything about her mom, never went that direction. So I get that, and I'm sure she said something else, the person who left the comment. But still, in an open forum like that, okay, we'll just go and give Mariah the benefit of the doubt and say she wasn't really thinking at the time, and that maybe Heavenly hollered because she felt it. But if everyone else is saying, there was a very public that happened and that caused an issue with you guys' friendships, and then you brought something like that, come on now. So now Mariah gets Toya's on her side, and Toya's like, wait a minute, guys, you guys are teaming up on Mariah again, because Mariah felt a certain way to Dr. Simone, like, you started this, and I want to know why, because I apologized, but now you're making it seem like I didn't apologize. The party went to hell in a handbasket. A storm came, it started to rain, a tree branch fell. I said, oh, okay, production, you better get them out of your house before a lawsuit happens. So she was like, okay, y'all can get the hell out of here. You do have to go home, and you have to get out of here. And I said, dang, I feel you, but dang. Anyway, now Jackie, she is, she's working out the angst from that party because Heavenly was right next to her when Heavenly was getting animated and started moving her arms around. I would have been like, whoa, chill out a little bit. I did like that moment where Toya, was it Avery? Who she took the iPad from, or the tablet from, because he wasn't paying attention to her. She snatched it right out of his hands, and I said, that's right. Because I know that he's been a little funny these past couple of years. So do what you gotta do. Then we see Heavenly. She had that didn't even look like a 1 pound weight. That did not look like a 1 pound weight. She was going, and she was in the kitchen, and she was using it. And her husband comes in looking at her like, so what are you doing? So what's this all about? Why is this here? Girl, that's not going to help you out. Anyway, excuse me. They do talk about what happened at the party, and I'm glad that Damon talked to her about what happened at the party. And she acknowledged that, she's still growing and she's not perfect. And I said, that's true and that's great, but we can only go with that tagline for so long because that's your usual MO. And It's not okay that you keep blowing up. It's not okay that you keep going for the jugular and then you expect people to just be like, look, I understand that it's you and that you're still growing. No, 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 we can't do that. We can't do that. So I don't want to hear that. I don't care how funny you are. I don't care how entertaining you are. We can't do that. You are way too grown. Way too grown. Now, Contessa is talking to her husband. Is his name Dr. Scott? But they're talking and she's just trying to figure out, that happening at our house is not okay. The whole reason why we even had that party, though, was because Miss Renee. She was trying to do something nice for Miss Renee, since Miss Renee felt, clearly she felt uncomfortable around the other ladies. And her husband told her, you're the queen of the castle. Queen of my life. No one, and I repeat, no one is going to come in here and be disrespectful to you, and that's going to be fine. At this point, Miss Renee's always been a little crass, has always been a little sarcastic with you, but we cannot have someone working for us disrespect you. So, and you could tell that Contessa, she really loves Miss Renee, and so she's just like, I understand what you're saying, but now, surprisingly, actually not surprisingly, this is her MO. Dr. Simone, she invites Mariah out to brunch because they need to talk. And before the food even came, before the drinks borderline even came, Mariah said, all right, let's just go. So Mariah, she was hurt because she just felt like, wait, you started that mess, and we agree. When Simone gets some sauce in her, she gets saucy. That's just what happens. Again, that's another area where that's not right, but we know the MO. Now, Mariah is trying to figure out, I apologize to you guys. I thought we left everything back in Nolans, and now, but now, you're making me feel like that's not the case. You're making it feel like, okay, you're trying to start something. So first they focus on Heavenly, and Dr. Simone acknowledges that, yes, Heavenly was doing too much. Heavenly, when she keeps going down that road of your mama, that type of disrespect, that's not going to be okay. It's not going to be tolerated. But I said, that's great, but let's focus on you guys. And so, because Mariah said, I can't apologize unless I know what to apologize for. Dr. Simone's irked and irritated because I'm sure in her mind she's thinking, so you can't think of any plausible reason to apologize? You can't think of any plausible reason to apologize. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling us. And because what Mariah did when she apologized, no, she said she acknowledged that she had fault and everyone's reason for having a problem with her. And she said she's moved past it. What everyone has done to her, she forgives everyone. She hopes they can do the same. That is not the same as saying, I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z. So I'm glad that Mariah said that I need to know why I'm apologizing for. But it's partially a cop-out when it's like you really can't think of a reason. But Simone did say, when people are saying stuff behind each other's backs. And I said, okay, if that's the case, then maybe Mariah really doesn't know. And so Simone, now we're starting to play a game, and I don't like that, if that's the case. But they agree that they're gonna continue on to try and build up a friendship. I guess maybe the next time they talk, they'll be specific on what the issues are. Now, Dr. Jackie invites Curtis over. She showed one of the reasons why she invited Curtis over. Her light was out, and so, of course, he's tall, but I'm thinking, he's not tall enough to just reach and get that. But anyway, Jackie did acknowledge that she wanted to go at least try and see if she could work out her relationship. And we said that's great because she's married. She's married, and it's better that she goes and does this process instead of just completely cutting it off and then feeling really remorseful about not seeing if for her she could try and give it a shot. And she looked genuinely pleased to have Curtis around. And of course he was happy. And so then she was like, how are you? Are you doing well? And he was like, as well as to be expected, obviously dealing with a lot, and so are you. And she was like, yeah, of course I'm dealing with a lot, and the shame, the embarrassment. I don't know how, that's new to me. So And he was like, yeah, and I'm sorry for me bringing that onto our relationship. And I said, okay, cool. Accountability. That's all we want. Sidebar, he goes and fixes the light, which I'm sure they actually needed that light for lighting values for the scene. And the stepladder was in the garage. Jackie only goes in, Dr. Jackie only goes in there to get, to go to her car. So she had no idea. She's like, oh, okay. Anyway, he went and picked up dinner. And I said, that's great. Because she was in the middle of doing her charting. And so then they're eating. And she's just saying, you know, it's definitely, you always wonder about what your significant other is doing when you don't see them, because we've been together for so long. But the main thing here is that their relationship, it's very damaged. And after they were done eating, because he acknowledged that, you know, definitely think about what you're doing and what's going on. And he was like, yeah, I hope life's treating you well. And she essentially said the same. But then dinner was over and she told him she had to go because she was serious about slowly looking to possibly pursue something with him again. Maybe. But she did have that lingering looking outside to see him leave. So I said, oh, Jackie, this is kind of cute, but I don't know. Anyway, so Dr. Simone, she goes and meets with, remember the little person that she met last week? Yeah, that patient's back because she needs to go and get her exams. So Dr. Simone talks about how, you know, she's doing everything differently with her to be more accommodating, and the procedure is a success. She didn't feel discomfort, everything. Well, that's not true. She did, but it wasn't to the point where she wanted to stop. So she got the procedure done. Dr. Simone, instead of doing her usual talking like this, she never does it to patients, but I'm just saying in general. The contrast is like, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to insert, and you feel slight pressure, and just let me know if there's any issues. Okay? And I do love how she treats her patients, but you can tell that she loves doing what she does. It brings her joy. Doesn't matter how tired it brings her joy. And you can see that clearly her patients are happy with her. Because you know, if patients are like, okay, all the cameras are here, I'm going to give you, but no, you really need to be his knees. But no, they love her. They love her. She does a great job. And next off, we have Aurora, because Dr. Heavenly wants to give her singing lessons. I said, that's good. You're taking this seriously. So she takes her to a vocal coach, and the vocal coach has her, you know, sit on the ground, or, you know, all the way on the ground, even with her head on the carpet, to do breathing exercises. A lot of it is breathing exercises, and to see how she sings currently. And so, of course, they do the scales. And when she does it with the piano, because I think that's what her dad taught her on, she does it well. And they were trying to see what her range is. When she was trying to get that low wasn't coming. I said, she's a young girl, so I'm not surprised. But the vocal coach said, you know, everything seems cool. Mind you, when she did that high note, wait, hold on. Because I want you guys to hear that. I don't know if my microphone will pick it up, but because I need to. Okay, that was the low. Hit the high. Come on, you can do it.
So what, my baby can't hit every note? That's what auto-tunes is for.
Oh, wait, I love when she said that. So what, my baby can't hit every note? That's what auto-tunes is for. Yeah, so then with the high note, cover your ears, people. Cover your ears. She was like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, but that was, but it was longer. So it's like, oh, Jesus. It's in the morning. I'm not ready for all that. Oh, that hurt. Anyway, But it was a success. Heavenly actually seems very satisfied with how it went. So I said, great. Thank God. Because originally, Heavenly had that look of, do I need to just go and do this myself? Because what am I paying this woman for? That was the look that she was giving her. Now, Dr. Simone and Cecil, they finally talk about Kids Force. That's the application that he's working on. He invested $25,000 out of their money into it without telling her. And so, of course, she was upset. And we see that they did talk about that when she found out. And she was like, this seems like a passion of yours. Why didn't you say anything about it? And he was just like, you know, honestly, it was just the general response of, I wasn't sure how you're going to feel about it, how you're going to react. His other issue is at his job, at his company, the layoffs have been continuing for the past couple of years. So it's at the point where logically it could be him next. And that's why he's trying to find something else to bring in another source of revenue and all of that. The only reason why she's hurt by that is she just feels like, okay, is our relationship that bad to where you feel like it's just you doing things, it's just you in it, you being the provider, making sure that you have to make sure that you're covered and that you're good for the family, because we've always done things together, always had two incomes, always had each other's backs. So it's like, all right, that was a reality check for me. So, you know, the cute banter of, well, maybe I need to go invest in some shoes. And he was like, no, maybe I can do a sneaker thing. No, focus on Kids Sports. Stop that. I'm trying to be nice, trying to be calm, trying to talk with my polite voice. Anyway, Contessa, she's at work. She talks to her assistant. Her assistant lets her know, yeah, you're very busy this afternoon, so you can't see the kids swim today. I'm so sorry. So we see Contessa go through her day, and then her husband calls her because her daughter she's upset. That's why I should say she's upset because she expected mommy to come and mommy wasn't there. So she was crying. She was like, she wants mommy. And essentially like, if mommy's not home, she's not going home. She's not going home. Just leave her at school. And so Contessa, that hurts her because she talks about how her mom was a single mother, and was able to do everything and always be there for everything. I said, what you two are doing is so different, but she is a mom, she's a parent, so I understand why she feels how she feels. But she talked to her daughter, and her daughter listened afterward, but we see that Miss Renee not being there, just showing that the impact of Miss Renee not being there, how it's affected their whole family. And Miss Renee hasn't reached out to them in over a week. So it's definitely something. Now, Toya, she decides she wants to go and do something nice for her man. And he comes home. She's in her negligee, all black. He comes home, he's wearing his scrubs, and he's just giggling. He's just giggling like, Eugene. Eugene's just giggling the entire time. You can tell he's happy, but kind of like, oh, you doing this on the camera here? Oh, is that type of night? Okay. She got the champagne. She has the rose petals. She did the room. Shout out to that bed. The fact that they were both in that bed and it only took up maybe half. I said, oh my God. Oh, I'm just a peasant over here. Anyway, Toya's trying to spice up their love life because Eugene's been working hard to pay off the debt, and it's almost paid off. It's almost paid off. And I said, wow, normally it takes people years to pay off their tax debt, so shout out to them. But she has the whipped cream, she has the strawberries, and she was just saying she wants to be dominated, or she could put the collar on him and dominate him. And then he's like, what? So then the confessionals, that's where the real show is. Toya at one point was just like, look, why don't you just go pick me up, slam me on your face? I said, whoa, what? What? It's like, throw me against the wall. You know, grab my neck. He was like, choke you out? I didn't say no choking. I didn't say all that. But, you know, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it was cute. It was cute because I'm glad that they're having fun. I'm glad that only the issue in their relationship and nothing else, because their other friends have way too much going on for them to also be having problems. Now, Quad is cooking, and that kitchen always looks right whenever she's cooking. Quad and Greg, they're going to have some company over. They've had essentially a marriage panel, that's what I'll call it, and they want to discuss their problems. So before that can begin, Greg gets a call from a patient, and so Quad just talks about how she knows he loves him, but she knows that she's number two as far as work is concerned. And she says the same thing when he comes back, and he says, no, you're number one, you're number one. And Quad's like, no, as far as if your patient needs you, your patient needs you type of thing. I think for Greg, it's just kind of the whole thing of, he's thinking, wait, so we know you love her the most, but I guess she's saying she doesn't always feel it. And not even with the whole work thing, just when it's not even work related. So when she gets to go and say how she feels, and she's just like, whenever you do this or say that, do this and do that, it makes me feel this way. It makes me feel like love isn't there. It makes me feel like I'm a single married person. And I said, oh, a single married person. I feel like that's something Tyler Perry would write into one of his plays. I am a single married person. Anyway, he's just looking at her like, I've supported you. I've done this, this, and that. I've had your back. And then Greg's friend chimed in and said, now, wait a minute now, Greg. Wait a minute. Listen to your wife is saying. She ran down a list, and you're getting upset because she ran down this list of all the things that you say and do that don't make her feel loved, don't make her feel appreciated. And his friend was continuing on, just saying, here is the problem. I know you, Greg. You're the type of person where you didn't want to give, especially a woman, nothing. Because you worked hard for what you got. You didn't want anyone to come in and just try to take it from you, try and steal it from you. And so what your wife is telling you right now is you're still acting the same way you were when the relationship first started. And then Greg, he stepped back because it wasn't coming from Quad this time. He was like, you know, you're right. When we first started, because not even anyone in my family I did for. And so because that happened, of course, even when our relationship first started, I didn't feel like I was going to give you anything, and because for you just taking the run type of thing. And so Quad's just like, I just felt like you've been treating me this way even when we got married. Like, it never stopped. Like, you love me, but you make me feel like I'm just an opportunist. I'm just here for this and here for that instead of just being here for you. I said, okay, now we're getting to somewhere. Now I finally feel like this is, don't make me say it. Look, because for a while I said, I know that there's something, but this feels like it's 20 on 10. But it was because we didn't know what the main issue was. So I'm glad these people came here and he hugged her and Quad felt heard and he didn't feel like he was just being attacked on. Now, if the same mess happens next week, so that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Sorry for the shaking.